Hi, welcome back to the workshop journey. Mike's over in the workshop right now. I'm not really sure what he's working on, so how about we go over and find out. You have your workshop arranged a little differently today, so what are we doing?
Well, hey Dominic. Today I'm putting in a T-track in my drop-down table.
Nice.
Right now, if I want to secure anything to it, I only have the one edge.
Not helpful.
Not helpful. Or I have to screw it into the tabletop. Not helpful. So what I'm going to do is put a couple T-tracks in there. And one of the things I want to use on this workbench is my dovetail jig. So I'm going to set the T-tracks so that I can do the jig over top of them.
Okay.
So they're going to turn out to be about 15 inches apart. And I know in construction that's a odd size. Studs are 16 inches or 2 foot. But in woodworking you can go with any size and shape. So I went ahead and I marked them out. And the other day I did a practice run. I attached this to the workbench and laid a 2x4 here to see if I just ran the router right up with the 2x4 as a guide edge, how far offset is it? So I'm 2 5/8 inch offset from the edge of my guide board to the edge of my routering. So that's what I've done here is I've marked off 2 5/8 inches so that I can put my guide board there and then run the router here.
How are you going to do that with the table up?
I'm going to drop it down.
It
is a drop down table. So I'm going to drop it down and I'm actually going to run the router up almost vertical.
Cool.
Well, one thing it'll do, it'll keep all the sawdust in a small pile instead of all over the floor. So let me clear off the table so I can drop it down and then I'll go ahead and get started on this project.
Sounds good.
When you're using the router, you want to make sure that whatever you're using as your guide is firmly secured, because if it isn't, it shifts even a 1/16 of an inch. Now what you were routering as a straight line is no longer straight. And I did a sample just to see what the router would do without a guide, trying to eyeball it without any reference points, and it kind of go everywhere. Now that was an exaggerated curve because I did go ahead and start moving it around just to see how well that bit was working for me. Now I'm not sure what I hit there to cause it to bump, or there, but it did. But when I'm done, the track will all go in like that. So now I got to shift it over for my other cut. Let me. So now I'm going to, my workbench is 2 foot across. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my T-track. It's a 4 foot section. I'm going to cut it down into 2 foot section. My router went up a little bit right there even after I cleaned it up. It did. All right.
Have you thought about putting T-track in your layout table?
I have. You mean my folding one?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You're going to?
Still debating on that. Jury's still out on that decision. That looks a little bit cleaner now. It's not as easy to maintain the full contact with the router going vertical like that. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, much better. For now, that's a good place for it. One of the things I am considering is a couple of short pieces of track that I can put the vise into, because when I drop it down I have to take it off, because that's definitely something to make your ankles sore when you walk around the corner. I've even considered getting a couple more pieces of the track and putting 2 T connectors in here and run some track this way for greater versatility. So we'll see how that goes. And there I have it. T-track in my drop-down workbench. When I bought the section of T-track, it came with a variety of different handles and bolts. And that's how it works. Now I have more versatility in my workbench.
Oh, hi!
Thank you for watching the video.
We hope that you were entertained or educated by this video.
But that's not all for you to see.
So feel free to subscribe,
Like,
share. We'll see you guys here next time on the Workshop Journey.